Hi everyone! Today we're going to do a quick review of the newest SLG set in my collection, the Kirigami Card Holder. I'll go over the general pros and cons and whether or not I think this is worth adding to your collection. So I'm Jo, otherwise known as a Little Bean on Instagram, TikTok, and now here on YouTube. I started this channel in order to provide more in-depth reviews on my bags, as well as to share more of my entire bag collection. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. So as you may know, I have the Kirigami Trio pouch set, and I am a huge fan of this set. It comes with 3 different, very usable, very functional pouches for $760, which honestly, when compared to other items at Louis Vuitton, is a really great value for the money. When I saw this Kirigami card holder, I originally wasn't sold given I already have these 3. But when looking at the size, the shape, and some of the other features, I decided to go ahead and snag one. So the Kirigami card holder is part of the Color Mania collection, and as such, it comes with these really beautiful, colorful linings, and they have a variety of different color options that you can choose from. Now you can find this piece available in stores and on the retail website for $380. Now the lining of this piece is cowhide, similar to the trio set here. However, this one, as you can see, has a textured lining, which I actually prefer. So I think it is more treated, and that way it's going to be less prone to getting scratched or stained. Something else worth noting is that the hardware on these 2 pieces are different. So the hardware on the original Kirigami set is a brass or gold color, and the button on this card holder is silver. The embossing on the interior of this piece is also silver to match. Now, one of the major additions of this piece is that it is a 2-in-1 set. It comes with this tiny little card holder as well. So let's do some size comparisons. First, obviously, let's compare this to the small Kirigami. Now, you wouldn't think they look very different in size. However, when you do put them next to each other, this one does have a solid, almost ½ inch difference. In terms of the thickness, they are basically the same. Here's the same piece compared to the LV key pouch, and the key pouch is a little bit longer by just a hair. The Kirigami is a bit bulkier than the key pouch. So let's take a look at this card holder. I'm going to compare it to my Fendi piece here. Look how much smaller it is. It is extremely short. Obviously, thickness-wise, there isn't any difference. So first, let's talk about how many cards can fit, because I'm not going to lie, I was really surprised. So here I have a stack of 20 cards, which is very thick. And you'll be surprised to see that they all fit in here, and I can close it with no issues. Now, personally, I don't have 20 cards that I would carry with me on a regular basis. So just to give you an example of a more practical use, here I have about 7 cards and then some cash. And it just fits in there very nicely, and I can snap it shut, and it's quite nice and compact. Now for comparison, I was able to get about 12 cards into the small Kirigami, but honestly it was really tight and I wouldn't recommend it. I probably wouldn't stretch it that much, so the small one holds a lot less. So while this is a great card holder, it can also serve as a really nice mini catch-all. So inside here is an example of what I might put in as a catch-all in one of my mini bags. I've got a little mini Ziploc. This has a nail file, bobby pins, hair ties, safety pins. I have a mini shout wipe, some hand sanitizer, my house key. This is a little mini Rare Beauty lippy, a mini mascara. This is another mini lippy and a concealer. And then my key fob. So I feel like that fits a lot of things in it given its mini size. And even though everything did look really compact in there, overall it was really pretty easy to get things in and out. The only thing that's a little hard to access is my key fob, but since I have a keyless entry, I don't really have to take this out of my bag. So for comparison, the small Kirigami can fit almost everything I had shown, except it cannot fit the key fob or the mascara. Now, personally, I prefer to have my key fob tucked away, so I actually prefer the Kirigami card holder over the small one for a catch-all. Now, in terms of the card holder, I was a little skeptical as to how many cards could actually fit, but let's go ahead and give it a go. So I have 5 cards here. I'm going to go ahead and slip them in here. And there you go. Still pretty compact and very flat. Now, another use for this is it can carry a lot of my little flat items that I often put into my mini pouches. So in this case, I have my little mini Ziploc that has, again, bobby pins, nail files, hair ties. I've got my hand sanitizer, a Band-Aid, and my shout wipe. So to give a little more perspective on the size and why it is so beneficial, here is my Celine SLG. I like to use this a lot. I use it as a catch-all in my bags, but I can also use it as a wristlet if I just want to do a quick grab and go. Now, I normally don't put a card holder in here when I am using this as a wristlet because most of my card holders like this one are just a little too tall. So as you can see here, this goes all the way to the top and I actually can't zip it shut. But then you have a piece like this that is really small and it just fits right in there. And look, it's all the way down and I can zip it with no issue. All right, so let's talk about some pros and cons about this piece. So in terms of the pros, I actually love the set. I think this is a great set. Now, while I normally wouldn't use these two together, I think they're kind of duplicative to use like this. I love having a variety of different pieces in different sizes and shapes, and I love the functionality that each of these pieces has. I also love this green color. I think it is absolutely stunning. I also like that the interior has more of a treated lining to it, so you don't have to worry about scratching it or about staining it either. So with the pochette itself, I think it is a great size for a catch-all. It adds a little bit more room so you have more options with how you can use it as a catch-all compared to the small Kirigami. In terms of this card holder, like I said, I love that it's just so small. I have never seen a card holder that is this size. And for me and my lifestyle where I really only need a few cards, this meets my needs extremely well. And it will be the perfect card holder for all of my mini and micro bags. Now in terms of the cons. I am unsure whether or not the price can be considered a con. In this case, the price of these two together is, like I said, $380. Now, as I had said, you can get this entire set of 3 that are substantially larger for $760. So for twice as much, you're getting 3 pouches. And with these 3, you really can use them for so many things. So you might think to yourself, well, am I really getting the same bang for my buck if I'm only getting these 2 small pieces for half of the cost? Now, personally for me, I am a collector of SLGs. I love having different sizes and options, like I said, in my collection. So for me, I do think this is worth it. You are getting 2 pieces. I would argue if you're only getting 1, then maybe that would be pushing it in terms of quote unquote value. But in this case, because you're getting 2 pieces that I know I'm going to be using a lot, I do think that the price is pretty fair. To put it in further perspective, the LV key pouch is currently at the retail store for $330. So for $50 more, you're getting 2 pieces that are extremely usable and actually can hold more than the key pouch itself. I will note as well that I often see these pieces sold separately on retail sites. I imagine because some people buy the whole set and they find that they only need one or two out of the three. And often pieces like these run around the 300, 350, 400 range for a single piece. So if you look at it that way, then this set, which again comes with an extra piece, would be a reasonable cost. Still, I'm going to put this in the cons section because I do think some people will look and say, you know, why would I spend that much on just these two pieces when I can get the entire set of extremely usable pieces for just a little more? In terms of other cons, I think the biggest thing that bugs me the most is the silver hardware. It drives me nuts. I just don't think it looks right on this piece. I think with the monogram and the tan color of their LV canvas, that the gold just looks better. So here's a comparison again of the gold and the silver. This one just looks really out of place. And also, I hate that I have this set and this one doesn't match. It doesn't look right. It's not part of the family. And so that really bothers me as well. I think the only other thing I can think of as a con is the fact that the Kirigami sets in general tend to be a little bulky. So when you fill it up with a lot of things in here, because there is this button snap closure, it just takes up room and it does tend to stick out right here. Versus if you had something like a key pouch, even if you fill it to the brim, there aren't any bulky bits that stick out on the front or on the side. So these are tending to be more streamlined. Overall, I will say I am extremely happy with this set. And if I had to buy it again, I would. I have no regrets. I do highly recommend it. I think that these two pieces are extremely functional. They're very carefree. And I think that they are a great addition to anyone's collection, even someone that may already have the Kirigami Trio set. So that wraps up my review of the Kirigami card holder. I would love to know what your thoughts are of this piece. Do you think it is worth the cost? Do you think it's something that's worth adding to a collection if you already have the Kirigami set? Please share in the comments below. As always, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to see more of my videos, I'll leave two more here and here. Otherwise, bye for now.